One of the best parts of speaking from the stage is hearing from audience members off the stage. And I just love when people in the room want to know more about how to make feedback fearless and transform those everyday conversations at work. And recently, after speaking to a group of 3,000 leaders and team members, a member of the audience came up to me after my talk and asked this question, and it's a good one. What do I do if my feedback is valid and constructive, but the other person simply won't change? That can be hard. You've tried to do everything right, your message, your timing, your tone, and yet your feedback is still running into a brick wall of opposition and denial and defensiveness. So what do you do? Well, sometimes the reason people don't act on feedback comes from their unwillingness to let go of certain beliefs. When you tell others that they need to change their behavior, that can be perceived as a judgment, not just of their actions, but of them personally, and no one wants to feel like they're being judged. The best way to break through is to position your feedback as something less threatening, and here's how. First, focus on what, not why. When others have to explain what their reason for being defensive is, they may suddenly become aware of nuances they didn't realize before. So, if someone is pushing back on your feedback, focus on the what. What did you mean by that? Or in your mind, what exactly happened here? Next, be curious, not confrontational. Shift the tone of feedback from blame to reflection. You can say something like this: I'm curious what you think here. Tell me more. Or, I could be missing something. Can you help me see this from your side? When feedback is positioned as a two-way conversation, it comes across as a genuine attempt to understand others, not judge them, which means they'll probably be less defensive and more willing to engage. And finally, flip the frame. People like giving advice more than they like getting feedback, right? So if you want others to see the change in themselves, don't tell them what to do, ask them what to do. What advice would you give someone who's dealing with a coworker that's not flexible? Now, once they give you their best take, you can use that as an opening to say, I think that's great advice. I'm wondering if you'd be willing to try that out as well. Think of it as sort of a back door to feedback that empowers others to come up with their next best steps. So the next time you aren't getting the results you want from feedback, don't just push people harder. Take a step back, try to understand what's behind that opposition, and your feedback just might break through.